So what does this mean for the business community?
Well, the election has come and gone, and President Buhari has been re-elected for a second term. For us in business, especially for representative bodies of organized business like NECA, NECA, by the way, is Nigerian Employers Consultative Association, we are political. But for us, we are not, rather let me say, for us, the re-election of President Buhari has some positive implications, and we are looking at it from those positive point of view. Number one, there will be stability, because one of the concerns we had, or apprehension of business, initially before the election, was that the advent of a new government or new political leadership may lead to what we call policy somersault. In other words, reversal of policies. A situation where you have gained some mileage in your relationship with government, you have influenced policy, especially economic policy as it relates to business, over a period of time. And I can give you several examples of them. And a new government comes in and decides to start all over again, instead of sustaining those gains. So that fear definitely is no longer relevant. We expect there will be consistency, there will be sustainability of policies that are already on course, and we also expect that naturally that will also translate into confidence of the business community.
All right then, but we've heard from the president's one of the president's spokesperson, Femi Adesina, talking about the fact that some ministers might not make it back into the. How does this impact the areas, especially as the organization that you work in?
Well, you have to agree with me that not all the ministers has actually performed up to expectation, and it's just natural that the president should reinvent his administration. He should refresh the pool so that he can give the best, especially when he has done due diligence with regards to assessment of the performance of the ministers in the past 3.5 years or thereabout. One expects that naturally some of them will be dropped. And this is a welcome idea to us. For us, even though it is the prerogative of the leadership of government, that's the president, to appoint whosoever he wishes, our advice is that this time around, he should put round pegs in round holes. And beyond that, there should also, ordinarily we are supposed to learn from history. A situation where there was a delay in his first dispensation for about 6 months before the appointment of ministers. I'm sure we have learned from history and the consequences fostered on the economy by that singular shortcoming. And I'm sure we will avoid a repeat of that this time around.
All right then, but when you look forward to other things as well, we've seen that one of the things that is also the election process kind of delayed was the budget. Yeah. We saw that there were some wranglings just before then, and then the National Assembly went on recess, and then they're going to resume, and then we're going to look into that. You know, how serious do you think we should take this passage of this budget?
In fact, if you are very conversant with the opinion of NECA on the issue of the recurrent delay in passage of our budget, and we've spoken and cried to high heavens on the implications of this over the years. As a matter of fact, when we had some ministers of government in audience at our AGM, specifically 2 years ago, we had the Minister of Budget and National Planning as the keynote speaker. This issue was thoroughly discussed, and we impressed it on government that the life wire of the economy is the budget. And it has implications not only on government programs, but on all phases of the economy. And the private sector itself is impacted. And many a times it truncates progress in governance. Many a times in the private sector, you want to make progress with regards to planning. And every aspect of your economic planning is hinged on national budget.
Okay.
So it underscores the importance of everybody, both the executive and the legislators, putting their acts together and cooperating to make sure that they fast track. And
all right then. But beyond the budget, you've also been very vocal about some other issues as well. Yes. You've been vocal about the reinstatement of some boards, like the PENCOM board and a couple of others. Can you clarify your position on that?
Especially the Pension Commission Board and the National Social Insurance Trust Fund are very key and paramount to social partners, not only Nigerian Employers Consultative Association as representative bodies of employers of labor in Nigeria, but also even to workers and their representative body, which is the unions. And this is so because we are a major stakeholder. Our funds as employer go into all these parastatals by way of contribution on behalf of our workers. NSITF, for instance, we contribute 1% of our total payroll for employee compensation scheme. PENCOM, for instance, we also contribute employers' portion of the pension scheme on behalf of workers, apart from the smaller part that is contributed by. So employers contribute 10%, while the employer contributes 8%. Now, the issue is about corporate governance.
Okay.
If you have funds that are from you there, you want to be sure appropriate regulations, monitoring, and governance is also involved in the management of these funds and the activities of the agencies.
All right. I think we'll look into this a bit more later in the future, but thank you so much for your contribution on the show.